What do you do when your life completely falls apart? When the person who was your entire world is gone, when your family splinters, and when you, in your grief, make a series of reckless decisions that leave you feeling lost and utterly alone? Where do you go from there? For 26-year-old Cheryl Strayed, the answer was a wild, desperate, and seemingly insane idea. With no hiking experience whatsoever, she decided to hike more than 1,000 miles of the Pacific Crest Trail, one of America's most remote and challenging long-distance trails, all by herself. Her powerful and best-selling memoir, Wild, is the story of that journey. But this is not a triumphant story of a seasoned adventurer conquering a mountain. It is a raw, honest, and deeply philosophical story of a broken person trying to piece herself back together, one painful, transformative step at a time. Today on Geeky Philosopher, we are going to walk that trail with Cheryl. We will explore her journey not just as a physical ordeal, but as a profound meditation on grief, resilience, and the wild, untamed wilderness within us all. To understand why Cheryl Strayed had to walk 1,000 miles, you first have to understand how her world was shattered. The center of her universe was her mother Bobby, a woman of incredible optimism and fierce love. When Cheryl was just 22, her mother was diagnosed with lung cancer and died a brutally short 49 days later. Her mother's death was the anchor that came loose. Her family, once held together by Bobby's gravitational pull, drifted apart, and Cheryl, consumed by a grief so vast she could not see her way through it, began a 4-year spiral of self-destruction. Her marriage fell apart, she became involved with other men and dabbled in drugs. She was, in her own words, lost. It is in this state of profound brokenness that she stumbles upon a guidebook for the Pacific Crest Trail. The image of the trail, a clear defined path that required nothing but the simple, brutal act of walking, became a symbol of a way forward. It was a reckless, desperate, and utterly illogical decision, and it was the only thing that made sense. Cheryl begins her hike in the Mojave Desert and she is comically, dangerously unprepared. Her backpack, which she nicknames Monster, is so heavy she can barely lift it. She has the wrong fuel for her stove, her boots are too small. The first part of her journey is a story of pure physical misery. She loses toenails, her back is a landscape of sores and bruises. She is tormented by heat, by snow, by hunger, and by a profound and terrifying loneliness. This physical struggle is a powerful metaphor for her emotional state. The immense, crushing weight of her backpack is the physical manifestation of the grief she is carrying. The pain in her body is a distraction from the pain in her soul. In these early weeks she is not a brave adventurer. She is a woman in a state of pure survival, driven forward by the simple, desperate need to just make it to the next resupply box. But in this raw, stripped-down existence, something begins to shift. As she walks, the emptiness of the wilderness creates a space for the ghosts of her past to emerge. The long, solitary hours of hiking become a form of walking meditation. With every step, a memory surfaces. She remembers the fierce, unconditional love of her mother. She remembers the joyful, impoverished chaos of her childhood. She remembers her own infidelities and the quiet heartbreak of her divorce, and she is forced to confront the deep, unresolved grief that she has been running from for 4 years. On the trail, there are no distractions. There is no one to numb the pain with. There is only the rhythm of her own breath, the crunch of her boots on the dirt, and the vast, silent audience of the mountains and the trees. This is the central therapeutic process of the book. The trail does not offer her easy answers or cheap epiphanies. It simply gives her the vast, empty space she needs to finally sit with her own pain, to walk with it, and to feel it in all its terrible intensity. But she is not entirely alone. One of the most beautiful and recurring themes in the book is the profound kindness she encounters from strangers along the trail. These are the trail angels, the people who leave caches of water in the desert, the fellow hikers who share their food, the small-town folks who give her a ride or a place to sleep for a night. In her old life, Cheryl had pushed people away. Her grief had made her an island. But on the trail, in her state of absolute vulnerability, she is forced to accept help. She is forced to rely on the kindness of others. This is a crucial part of her healing. She is slowly, tentatively, reconnecting with the human world. These small acts of generosity are a reminder that even in the deepest wilderness and in the deepest grief, there is a web of human connection that can hold us up. The climax of her journey, and the end of the book, is when she arrives at the Bridge of the Gods, a beautiful, high bridge that spans the Columbia River between Oregon and Washington. This is the official end of her 100-mile hike. She is no longer the same woman who started in the Mojave Desert. She is not cured. The grief for her mother is still there, and always will be. But it is no longer the all-consuming destructive force it once was. The trail has not given her a new life. It has given her back to herself. It has scoured her down to her essence, and it has shown her what she is made of. She has learned that she is capable of enduring almost anything. She has learned how to be alone without being lonely, and she has learned how to carry her grief, not as a crushing burden but as a part of her own beautiful and resilient story. Standing on that bridge, she is no longer lost. She has found her way back to herself. Wild is more than just an incredible survival story. It is a profound meditation on the nature of grief and healing. It is a powerful testament to the idea that sometimes the only way to heal our inner wilderness is to walk through an outer one. Cheryl Strayed's journey teaches us that there is no magic cure for our deepest wounds. There is no shortcut through grief. The only way out is through. Her story is a powerful metaphor for any great and difficult journey in our own lives. When we are lost, when we are broken, when the path forward seems impossible, sometimes the most profound and spiritual thing we can do is to just put on our boots, shoulder our pack, and take the next single, simple step. And then another, and then another. This is the deep, quiet, and powerful wisdom of the trail. This book is a reminder that we are all on our own trail, carrying our own burdens, and searching for our own bridge of the gods. It is a call to be brave, to be resilient, and to be compassionate with ourselves on that long and difficult journey. If you are a fellow traveler, a seeker of the wisdom that is found in the wild places, both outside and in, then you are a part of this story. Consider subscribing to Geeky Philosopher, where we believe that the greatest journeys are the ones that lead us back to ourselves. Thank you for walking with me today.